So let's learn more about the eggs or whip the eggs at the hotel. There seems to be some problem. I have a dry coughing after the cold. I don't know why, but I have a stomach acid reflux and it hurts my throat, right? 嗓子 in Chinese, so probably gives me a coughing. If you have some remedy for that, please let me know. If you don't, just let me know. This article is from Reader's Digest. So Reader's Digest is very reliable source of materials. Their writing style is very eloquent and very colloquial and very good for English learners. Good content, it's worth it, right? So I'm going to read this article to practice English. I have like 10 more minutes to go, so here we go. The surprising reason why you should skip eggs at a hotel breakfast buffet. Yeah, I'm trying to not to eat a hotel breakfast. Instead, I would like to go outside on the streets and taste the local snacks for the morning, right? When I went to Xi'an, China in last November, I didn't stay at a nice hotel, but I stayed at a $20 or $15 hotel per night, right? $15 per night. And I just went outside and on the street corners, I ate 油条和馒头 or 饺子 豆浆, right? So it was very good. Hotel breakfast buffet, right? Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? I agree. Become a furnished person. Where you go, enter your email below to unlock. Okay. Autofill. Okay. Okay. I signed up. Sign me up. Unlike my offer. Show me the jokes. Okay. Later, right? Yeah. This article is from Elisa Seibert's byline, right? Published on January 28th, 2025. So it's a very recent article. You are not the only one side eyeing the scrambled eggs at the hotel buffet. You are not the only one side eyeing the scrambled eggs at the hotel buffet. Here's why they seem a little strange. Side-eyeing, right? Side-eyeing. Where is it? Yeah. Side-eyeing. I love eggs. They are my go-to breakfast dish, no matter where I am. Home on a Saturday morning, cheesy scrambled eggs it is. At a diner, the veggie omelette, please. On the way to an adventure with my family, give me a breakfast burrito loaded with bacon and hash browns. But when I am at a hotel and hitting the breakfast buffet, I tend to hesitate when I reach the chafing dish full of eggs. It always seems like there's something a little off about them. Chafe. We know the chafe, right? Chafe, like a snow or husks from rice, chafing dish. Turns out, Turns out I'm not the only one. But why are buffet eggs so weird? And should you be eating them? To get to the bottom of this excellent question, couldn't help myself. I turned to a registered dietitian, read on to discover why people pause before choosing the eggs at a hotel breakfast buffet and why you may or may not want to skip them on your future travels. right? Go to dish, go to breakfast dish. Get Reader's Digest Read Up newsletter for more food tips, humor, travel, tech, and fun facts all week long. What's the main issue with the eggs at a hotel buffet? Image broker Christoph Shan, Getty Images. It's true. Hotel eggs taste and feel just a little bit different from what you are used to at home. In all likelihood, it's because the chefs aren't cracking fresh eggs back in the kitchen. They are using powdered eggs. Really? They are not cracking, right? Cracking fresh eggs. A bit different from used at home. In all likelihood, that's another good cliche. In all likelihood, in all likelihood, in all likelihood, in all likelihood, in all likelihood. Powdered eggs are eggs that have been dehydrated into a powdered form, explains Violetta Morris, MSRDN, a registered dietitian nutritionist at a concierge dietitian in Columbus, Ohio. They are made through a process that involves breaking and mixing the eggs, removing the moisture and grinding them into a fine powder. The powder is then pasteurized to ensure the safety for consumption and to extend its shelf life. Even though they are made from real eggs, scrambled eggs cooked using powdered eggs are going to differ from those you make at home in terms of taste, texture, and even color. When the eggs are dehydrated, it alters the chemical structure, right? And removes the moisture naturally found in a fresh egg, says Morris. This affects the taste and texture. When cooked, powdered eggs are typically denser and flatter than fresh eggs, and the taste is often blander. The color of the eggs is also affected by the high heat used during the drying process, which can cause the egg proteins to oxidize and brown, resulting in a more yellow or brownish hue, she adds. What are the other potential issues with them? Apart from the fact that the food may not taste as good as what you are used to, there are a few potential issues with eating buffet eggs. Here's what to consider before you chow down on your hotel's free continental breakfast. They've been sitting out for hours. All the food at the hotel breakfast buffet is cooked before breakfast starts so that it's ready for the earliest risers. Even if it is kept warm while on the buffet table, food tends to lose its texture and temperature the longer it sits out. For a dish that doesn't have the best taste and texture to begin with, this isn't a great combination. There is a potential for foodborne illness. Any food that is served on hotel buffets is at risk for foodborne illnesses, says Morris. Factors that are important to consider include temperature, time, and in this case, with eggs, how well the eggs are handled. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, eggs should be cooked to 160 degrees and kept above 140 degrees to prevent the growth of illness-causing bacteria. The chafing dish or tray the eggs are in should be covered and have a heat source. Without both, it's unlikely those eggs are warm enough. Chafing dish, right? Chafing dish, tray. It's essential to replenish the eggs at least every 2 hours to maintain food safety, adds Morris. If left out for an extended period, bacteria like Salmonella can multiply, increasing the risk of foodborne illness. Most hotel breakfasts are open for 3 or 4 hours. So if you are hitting the buffet on the later side, it may be safest to steer clear of the eggs, right? Steer clear of it may be safest to steer clear of the eggs. So if you're hitting the buffet on the later side, it may be safest to steer clear of the eggs. They might contain preservatives. Depending on the brand and type of powdered eggs that the hotel is using, there may be preservatives in the mix. Since all the liquid is removed, powdered eggs have a shelf life of at least a year. Some brands are shelf stable for up to 25 years. Those with a longer shelf life will have some preservatives added in. So if this is a concern for you, it may be best to skip, right? It may be best to skip. It may be safest to steer clear of the eggs. It may be best to skip. Is there anything else in these eggs aside from eggs besides preservatives? There might be. Most of commercially available egg powder mixes include powdered milk to enhance texture, flavor, and nutrition, Morris notes. So if you have a dairy allergy or are lactose intolerant, this could spell trouble. Damn. As a dietitian, spell trouble, right? This could spell trouble. As a dietitian, I would personally advise individuals with food intolerances or allergies to avoid eggs served at hotel buffets or other establishments catering to large crowds. She adds, you can always check with the staff or the kitchen about added ingredients before eating the eggs, but that can sometimes be trickier in a buffet environment like this than it would be at, say, a fancy restaurant. So if you are avoiding dairy for any reason, it may be best to just skip the eggs at the hotel buffets. Are buffet eggs healthy as fresh eggs? One thing you don't have to worry about when eating eggs from a buffet, a lack of nutrients. There are no significant nutritional differences between powdered eggs and fresh eggs, says Morris. Powdered eggs retain most of the same nutrients as fresh eggs, including their mineral and trace element content. That's according to a 2022 study published in the journal Frontiers in Nutrition, which found that powdered eggs were still good sources of protein, vitamin A, vitamin E, selenium, and zinc. Why do hotels use these types of eggs? There are several reasons why these establishments may prefer powdered eggs to fresh ones, Morris says. A key reason is cost effectiveness, as powdered eggs help keep expenses lower. Fresh egg prices have recently increased, averaging $4.50 per dozen, mainly due to the widespread breakout of avian influenza bird flu. While powdered eggs are not necessarily cheaper than fresh eggs, there are two reasons they end up being more cost effective, right? Shelf life and price consistency. As we mentioned earlier, powdered eggs have a long shelf life, while fresh eggs last only a few weeks. Plus, the price of fresh eggs can change based on supply and demand, and there are shortages to deal with, while the price of powdered eggs doesn't really change. So for hotels buying in bulk and working within the set budget, powdered eggs makes much more sense. Then, of course, there's the physical cooking. It would take chefs way too long to crack and beat the number of eggs needed for a hotel buffet before they even pour the eggs into a pan. Powdered eggs streamline the cooking process in a big way. Right? All of this, from the shelf life to possible shortages to the ability to cook in large quantities, applies not only to hotels but also to any other location where there are a lot of people being fed at once. So you may see scrambled eggs made with powdered eggs on cruise ships, in college dining halls, in hospitals, and those sorts. So I'll continue to read the rest of the story. Should you skip them when you see them? That's up to you. It's true that the eggs on a hotel breakfast buffet don't taste or feel quite the same as those made from fresh eggs. If this is enough for you to bypass the dish and head straight to the pancakes, that's fine. But nutritionally, they aren't any different from fresh eggs. I typically avoid eggs at hotel breakfast buffets due to their taste and unusual texture, says Morris. However, if there are no other protein options available, I will have a serving to balance my breakfast. Plus, there's no one stopping you from jazzing up the eggs to make them more appetizing. I like to add a bit of salt and pepper along with a hot sauce or salsa for extra flavor, she says. If possible, I will also include avocados or mix in cooked vegetables, bacon or sausage to enhance both the taste and nutritional value of the powdered eggs. Jazzing up the eggs, right? Jazzing up the eggs. The bottom line is highly likely that your hotel buffet is serving reconstituted powdered eggs, which means they aren't going to taste as good as the fresh eggs you make at home. That's what's more, eating hot food from a buffet always carries a slight risk of foodborne illness, especially if the food has been sitting out for a while. If you're hitting the buffet on the later side, you're still clear of the scrambled eggs. That said, in all likelihood, powdered eggs deliver all the same nutritional perks as fresh eggs. So if you need a protein-rich breakfast, they will do the trick. About the expert, Violetta Morris, MSRDN, is a registered dietitian nutritionist in Columbus, Ohio. She also holds a master's degree in nutrition and metabolism. Why trust us? Right? So from this article, I just decided to remember several expressions. Jazzing up the eggs. If you're hitting the buffet on the later side, it may be safest to steer clear of the eggs. It may be best to skip. In all likelihood, chafing, right? Let's look up chafing dish. Chafing dish. So that's the chafing dish. Skin irritation or chafe caused by chafing. What is it called? Chafing dish? Rubbing? Friction? Rubbing? Chafing dish.
됐어요.
아,
이걸 눌러야 돼.
아. 안녕하세요. 그 양육자의 흔기 그걸 매달 줘요 이렇게 엑셀로? 그럼 그 모노 아 모노 우리가 오늘 전화했어요. 아 그리고 그 옆에 무슨 뭐 코드를 바꿔라고 뭐 한 거 뭐 있었는데 대리점 코드인가 뭐인가 문자 보낼 때 뭐 코드 대리점 못 넣는다 뭐.
아, 그거를 뭐 굳이 이게 8만 원인가 원래 수량이 작아서
네.
그 모르겠고 짜리는데 그 모래도 주문을 안 줘도 되는데
네.
수도 안 나오는 거 같은데 여기 귀찮잖아요.
네.
안 하는 건데 그 다음은 되긴 되는데 그래서 제가 뭐안 된다고 얘기 크게 했는데 얘기했더니 뭐 결정을 뭐 정상하려면 인터넷에서 뭐 하더라고요. 그냥 없으면 그냥 차 내버려. 우리 또 쓸 일이 없으니까 그냥 이거
네, 진짜 잘 쓸 것 같아요.
몇번 뭐 수만인부 몇 번 하지.
정선미는
결제 저희 정산 담당한다고.
F&B요.
네. 그거 그다음에 그때 왜 그랬냐면 그 저기 고지서를 9개 찾으려고 보통 그러니까 지도로 우리가 출력해 매번 주면서 원래 그잖아요. 저기 거리를 만들기 위해서. 저기 뭐야 저기 그 명세서 우리가 받아가지고 직접 가가지고 전달하면서 뭐
이야기 나오네.
그거 하잖아. 그걸 그렇게 했던 거더라고. 근데 굳이 뭐 그냥 저기 그때 메일로 제가 바꿨나 안 바꿨나 모르겠는데 메일로 송부하는 걸로 해버리고
네.
그 이상장 의미 없으면 그냥 얘기해가지고 이거 우리가 맨날 그 해낸다면 복잡한데 그 건수가 얼마 안 되는데
죽을도 알 텐데.
네, 어렵다 이거 공하기가
차이가 나도 뭐 한 10건이나 100건 차이밖에 안 날 텐데.
공하기가 어렵다.
네.
아니면 좀 꽃이 한 번에 가서 이거 많이 써주셔야 이거 다시 한다.
그건
부천시 이거 이제 저가
와 106건밖에 안 썼네.
맨날 한 제가 기억 한 8만 원씩 쓰는 것 같아요. 8만 원.
기본이 5만 원 아닌가?
그러니까 뭐 이걸 안 열어봐가지고. 신경차 과장도 뭐 의미가 없다고 하더라고. 다 LG 넘어가 버렸어.
아 이거 해서 또 넘어갔구나 계속. 네.
이 양반이 무슨
아 이거 암호 풀어야 되죠?
아니 아무 안 그랬을 거예요.
아 그 곧바로 왔으니까 그구나.
그냥
네. 아, 네. 네.
한정미터
안녕. 색깔도 다르긴 하다. 화이트 초콜릿이네. 화이트가 더 맛있는 거 같아. 그러면 여기까지